Welcome to another episode of Ranks to Riches. That was a kind of ominous intro, and no, we are not celebrating Halloween. The podcast episode that we have till now, the only dark things that we've talked about in this podcast is our humor and our competitors' future. But today, we're going to be talking about a great topic, which is dark psychology, or specifically Machiavellianism. So, to match the theme, dark clothes. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ranks to Riches, and this is a topic that I've been really looking forward to. And yeah, let's first start with asking how is Sarthak's week? How has Sarthak's week been?
Hello guys. I will try to be as dark as I can, but as you know, I'm a white person, kind of. But now, first of all, my week. Oh my god, what a week! So, the cold and the cough that I had since before going back to home. And by the way, I know you guys still don't have the podcast where we have met, and I know I am to blame, but I can't do anything about it. I have been kind of ill, kind of not, and things have been. I have had some things. So yeah, I'm not making any excuses, but yeah, I have had my reasons where I haven't been able to upload anything, and I'm not even at my top level today. I don't know why. Plus, obviously, I just went out 8 kilometers of hour on just walking 8 kilometers for 2 hours just to sorry just to get a good view. So yeah, I mean, I have made some questionable life choices for sure, and I'm paying back some of them, I guess. But really excited for today's podcast. A topic that I delve into a lot without even realizing I delve into. A topic that I love from the bottom of my heart, and as you can see in sorry again, as you could see in the intro, I had the goat book of this topic, the 48 Laws of Power, in front of me, in front of you, in my hands. And I always keep this in front of me. I don't know, I just love this book. So well written. And yeah, I might be using this book in the podcast, I don't know. But yeah, coming on to Tim's week. Hello, Tim. How are you? How was your week?
That was such a formal way to ask that question. However, my week, yeah, pretty. Other people would call it hectic, but I would feel pity for them because they would call it hectic and I call it packed, and I like the adrenaline rush. So, yeah, I'm embodying the principles that we're going to talk today. So, yeah, pretty packed week, lots of assignments, lots of projects, but that's what the competition is willing to do, and we are going to do that. I'm actually so excited about the topic that I don't want to talk further about my week. Otherwise, I'll just keep making allusions. So, Sarthak, shall I begin? So I'll just have a monologue and then Sarthak, whatever
Yeah,
you want to add.
let's begin.
Okay?
Sure.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this topic is near and dear to my heart right now, but honestly, it was introduced to me by none other than my co-host Sarthak Singh when he was reading the laws of human nature back when we were in class 11. And first I thought that, bro, I'm too ethical for this. I'm like a good person. I like to remain by my values.
I created a monster. I created a monster.
Yeah. Then,
He is my Frankenstein monster, guys.
yeah, I guess you could call it so. But yeah, I'm too ethical for this. I won't use this. But when I read the laws of human nature and then I talked to another friend of mine, he suggested to read 48 Laws of Power. And then some of Hormozi's stuff is also Machiavellianism. So apparently, the trisection where Sarthak is recommending me this, Krishna, a rapper that I love, had the mention of Machiavelli in one of his songs. And Hormozi also talks about this a lot. So this intersection is just so Tim Devedi that I just had to dive deep into it, and now this is a very core part of how I view the world. Now, As I mentioned, the two main books by Robert Greene, Laws of Human Nature and 48 Laws of Power, have shaped this. And Machiavelli, let me tell you who Machiavelli was. Niccolò Machiavelli was a great, you could say, philosopher, statesman back in, I guess, the 15th or 16th century. I'm not sure. And he has written a book called The Prince, and in that he outlines the exact way how a ruler should behave with his kingdom, the courtiers, and everything else, all the manipulation strategies, all of that stuff. We would not go into that because that's a very complex piece of literature, and Robert Greene has compiled all of that into 48 Laws of Power, which I still think is a very complex piece of literature for the beginners. So now I want you to watch this next minute very closely. Listen to this very closely. The things we are going to discuss today are extremely powerful. Please use them ethically. Do not harm people with these. Just use them so that you save your time and your mental energy, not think about stuff, not overthink, as how I am using. Don't hurt people. Don't start a Ponzi scheme. If you do, you didn't hear this all from us. Okay? Now, let's begin. So now let me tell you a good story. This happened to me. Also, one more thing, that some parts of this podcast episode would be elements which I borrowed which I've already talked about in the Excuses podcast. But now, after learning more about it, I've added some more info into this. Yeah, this would be full of examples because I couldn't understand it well enough to condense the principles. So examples of how to apply this in real world would be helpful, because 48 Laws of Power has examples back from the history and you can't really apply it until now. So let me tell you the story. So this happened back in May. I was coming back from my nanny's place in a train, and I see this guy. He was taller, like he was about 22, 23. He's reading something on his phone. Now, the avid reader that I am, I saw that it looked like a book, so I had to start a conversation. So I told him, bro, what are you reading? And he was reading The Laws of Human Nature, as far as I remember. So yeah, then we started talking all about this. To cut you short of the details, he taught me one lesson that I still have this until today, and I will have it most likely forever. Actually, there were two. First one, and this was totally a chance encounter. I did not plan this. I did not expect this. So yeah, the first one, whenever your competitors are making a mistake, whenever anyone is making a mistake and they're not your ally, don't correct them. Okay? And the second one being, whenever people are, like, for example, I saw this guy reading a book and I thought that, yeah, very few people read books, so that's why we should talk. People usually scroll reels and all. So whenever people are like doing these stupid things like wasting time, watching reels, eating junk food, you don't want to correct them, because that's how the competition is being decreased. So they are your competitors and they're getting out of the competition because you are not doing those bad habits and they are not willing to put up the effort that you are putting in. These are that and some of Hormozy's stuff as well. Those were the beginning of my journey into this Machiavellianism. I honestly do not completely understand all the principles, so if I misquote something, forgive me, but I care about using it practically. Another thing that Hormozy says, he was on Chris Williamson's podcast and Chris was saying that, yeah, so Hormozy was talking about how hard it is to get good at something, and then Chris talked about how hard it was for him to get better at camera and podcasting. And then he told that people then tell him that, oh, it must come easy for you. And that was pissing him off. But Hormozy said that you should say, yes, it does come naturally to me and it does come easily to me. So You don't tell them of the work that is involved. So they know that, oh, it's your natural ability. I can never have that. That way, they'll assume that you're superior to them, and they would just assume that they can never do this. So that's how you eliminate a competitor. This is really so cool. And yeah, every time when I see this was also one in the burnout episode where in the lost chapter, in the lonely chapter episode, when I was talking about how I was feeling a bit FOMO when I saw people having fun, playing and doing stuff, roaming around in my college, which I couldn't do. Then Sarthak also said a great line, which I still remember, that imagine the FOMO that they would have when I hit my goals. Pretty powerful. So a recurring theme in all of my examples, you would observe that I'm using all of these Machiavellianistic frames of view in order to enhance my understanding, as well as to convince myself and just justify my actions, basically. To convince myself that what I'm doing is right and I don't have to react to what other people are doing. Let them do whatever they're doing. And I'm using it usually on myself, okay? I'm not using it on other people in a bad way. So another thing, now this contradicts the thing that I'm saying, that I'm going to say. So in another class, this was a few days ago, in one of the classes that I was having, there were people, like a new professor had came and he put his attendance, and then everyone started giving attendance, and he did not honestly care when people were giving attendance and leaving. So there was this one guy behind me, and he said, he looked a bit anxious. I was like, bro, you want to leave? He said that, no bro, I'm confused whether I should leave or not. Then I told him, why wait, bro, leave for sure, no problem. So then he left, and then the professor taught something good, which was embedded systems. So I told him to leave and he left. I hope he's not watching this right now. But yeah, I told him to leave and then he left. So that's how you eliminate a competitor. And this is another great example. Last Saturday, we had our Python project due. And we had created, our team had created the project. And our professor, he was taking a lot of time to review the projects, and by naturally everyone couldn't get to their turn. So then what was happening, he was looking at one project and 3 groups were standing near him. He kept telling everyone to go and sit at the seat, but no one listened. And I was in one of the groups, and I was holding the laptop of my friend, which had the whole PPT and code and all. So then I got really toxic. Yes, you don't want to see that side of me, but I did get really toxic. In order to get what I wanted, it was for him to review my project. And then a friend of a member of my group, she told me that let's get it done with right away. Let's get it done with today. So she was very adamant. And then I was standing here and I told everyone that either everyone will have their project reviewed or no one will have it reviewed. But I am not going to back out. And keep this in mind. So this guy is already taking a project on his desk. There is another guy who has kept his laptop already, so that the next turn is his. And I was very convinced that if the professor looks at the other guy's laptop, then I'm going to keep mine as well and not let anyone have their review done, because mine was either it's mine or it's no one's. So then that happened, and apparently this guy kept first, and I kept that on the table, the laptop. But the professor saw a few mistakes in their PPT and he told them to correct it, but ours was good, so he took ours and reviewed it. So we were able to get past that project on that day. Machiavellianism for you, my friend. Yeah, also another good one, reacting to comments. So a lot of people waste a lot of time. I used to waste a lot of time, when I used to watch a video and see some comments, they was filled with negativity. People if someone is suggesting something, then they will say, yo, this will not work for me for this reason. And earlier I used to say that no, even if this reason I would like to justify it logically, or sometimes I would use that reason of that comment as an excuse. Yeah, you're right, this is my situation as well, this would not work. or they would say something bad, and then I would like to logically justify it. Now what I do is that, okay, the comment is there, this would not work for me for X, Y, and Z reason. Sorry, this would not work because of this X, Y, and Z reason. Then I would just say in my mind, yes, it will not work for you. Very good, it won't work for you. And that's how you eliminate a competitor. And I know that I'm going to put in the work, that's why it will work for me. So that's how we eliminate the competition. These are just thought patterns or frames of reference. I just try to frame my thoughts regarding that. And yes, regarding copying, Sarthak is a fucking great example of this. Even at the beginning of this call, bro said, "Kya meri awaaz aapko pareshan kar rahi hai?" which I always say. But yeah, I learned this from, I used to do it earlier as well, but learned this from him as well, that it's not bad to copy other people. Copy great people. Pablo Picasso used to say, good artists copy, great artists steal. So yeah, sometimes just copying other people, not a problem at all. You stand on the shoulders of giants, as Newton used to say. So copying, all for it. And I still remember one of the events when in class 10 we both had an essay, and I asked him what's the Roman name of the sun god. He said Phoebus. Helios. And then before I was trying to use that name, but before I was able to complete, Sarthak wrote that name and somehow submitted it. So he copied that idea, but I respect that. It's all good sport. So yeah, it's completely okay to copy other people as long as they don't get to know. Okay, and regarding this I especially do. I do this a lot. That I give vague answers to questions when someone is asking, bro, what are you doing? What's the purpose of doing this podcast? What's the purpose of the side hustle that you're doing? Why are you doing this? I just give vague answer. Bro, yeah, just learning stuff. Yeah, nothing big, bro. Just figuring out. I also don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, you're just figuring out. Yeah, I'm just figuring out. I'm also not clear. They don't know what I know, and I don't want them to know what I know because I know more than them. Another point, intellectual. You have to. Now, the topic is Machiavellianism. You can't see the good side. So I personally believe this would ruffle a lot of feathers, but yeah, I personally believe in a lot of ways that I am superior to my peers, to many people my age, and that is just a thing I've always had, that I am superior, and I do that usually with my actions. That yeah, I can speak confidently to a camera for like an hour. I can do 75 hard, which I am currently doing at least for 7 days, and most people can't do that. I have control of my thoughts better than most people, so I am superior to them. That's why I deserve more than everyone else. Okay, so you have to be superior to feel that you're superior in order to deserve the goal that you have. Okay, and Sarthak is an exception to this. Okay, I think he's better than me. So okay, so yeah, this is something which Tom Billiard talked about, and Hormozzi also talks about this, that they analyzed all the many successful people and found 3 traits in common. First, they have a feeling of superiority. They believe that they're better than everyone else, and that's why they deserve more than everyone else. Second, and this is a paradox, they have crippling insecurity, feeling that they'll never be enough, and that's why they always have to push through. I have this as well. Third, and they have impulse control to focus on the one thing that really matters. I think I do have a little bit of that. All these are not binaries. If you do have them or not, they are continuums on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do you have them? A tangent from Machiavellianism, but it's all good advice. So yeah, just give them vague answers, leave them guessing. So another one, this is personally what I do. I never let friends, mostly, this is something I haven't been doing recently, but I try to do this all the time. I never let friends come very close to me so that they know everything about me. Never ever, even Sarthak. And so that they can see, like Sarthak, he's an exception, but they can see this guy who's like so focused, so this, so that, like he's doing stuff, he's productive, he's getting good marks, and they have no clue how, because I would give vague answers. I would never let them come close to me, so they can observe that but they can't really touch that or feel that. Okay, so yeah, that was that. Never let them come enough close so that they can be a hazard to you or a danger to you or become your weakness. That's the thing. And yeah, that's that. And the next one and the last one, that you're doing these things. If you, that's how I convince myself. This comes from Homozy again, that when I'm doing something and it's hard, I feel that it's really hard, then I remind myself, oh, this is what the competitors won't do. Very good. Let's keep going. And that's why they won't win. Because they won't do the stuff that is hard to me. It's hard for everyone else, but I will push through because I know how to do this and they won't. So that's a good frame. Yeah. Regarding the whole image thing, yeah, you should be like, create a project, an aura, and project an image of being this magnificent, this, what should I call, this spectacle that you should create, and no one should know how you got there or what did you do. And yeah, that's what I always do. Everyone used to ask me in school that, bro, how are you so studying, studious, all of that, but they never know the correct answer. Yeah, another incident which happened to me. This was yesterday. So I was coming from the washroom. This guy stopped me. He was my classmate. He asked me, bro, how are you so intelligent? Now the correct answer according to Machiavellianism would have been no. What I said was that, oh no bro, thank you, I appreciate it. So that was my old self, like the humble, the guy who does not take compliments. But if I would have to give a Machiavellianistic answer, I would say, yes, I am. It comes naturally to me. It's just how I am. Full stop. Now they can't question it. Because it's natural. You can't question it. Remove the competitor. That was it from my side. I would like Sarthak to give his opinion on this because I am very sure he has a lot of things to say.
I don't know about a lot of things, but certainly a lot of interesting things that I have. First of all, this guy said that I am better than him. Fuck him. And that's what he wants me to think. That is the Machiavellism, guys. That's what he wants me to think. You will never know. You know, the problem for a general audience, if Machiavellism is being used on you.
Right.
The problem with Machiavellism is you don't know whether it's genuine or not. And there is no fucking way to know. This guy is saying that I'm better than him. He could actually mean it, or he could actually be just making me feel like, oh, I am superior, when in reality I'm not, and he knows it.
Yeah, Sarthak used to do it back in class 10. Yeah, on me. Like the Machiavellism frame.
No, I didn't. Okay? I never used Machiavellism on you. Okay? See, one of the points is know when to use Machiavellism. Reputation. So I think it is talked in 48 Laws of Power. I haven't read it in a while. Of course, college life. But one of the things that I remember it being said somewhere and it stuck with me is know when to use these stuff. Because one of the greatest thing that you have is reputation.
Right.
So let's say I use Machiavellism on a very small thing, and that is college. For me. Because for me, college marks in college is very small. If it is skill building or opportunities in college, fuck yes. But if just to get few marks in college, if I'm using Machiavellianism, the problem is, of course I will succeed, but people will know. After you have succeeded, they will know, okay, so this guy said something vague. Oh, this guy is not exactly what he's saying. Now the problem begins here, that when you actually need to do this for something good, people won't believe you. And reputation, oh my god. I can just go on and on about reputation. Reputation is such an amazing thing. And there is a story in 48 Laws of Power. I always remember this story. So there is this Chinese emperor, goated emperor. He wins a lot of battles. He has, like, the rumor between his opponents is that he uses black magic, that he has some kind of witchcraft. He is a wizard, but nobody knows for sure. But he wins all his battles. So once upon a time, he was in some of his fortress, and what happened is he sent his army to somewhere, and his army got trapped. And the opponent who trapped his army was like, oh, now I have his army, let's march to his fortress. And of course, that king had nothing. That king had nothing. If they had gone in the fortress, he was gone. What he did? He sat in the middle of the fortress with some broom, with something that was emitting smoke. And he was just sitting there calmly, confidently. His opponent comes. He looks into the fortress from above, and they would stare at each other for a while. And his opponent leaves. The reason for that is his opponent thinks that this guy has some kind of a witchcraft trick inside it, and if they go in, they're gone. But it's completely opposite. Reputation. It's one of the best examples of reputation you can ever get in your life. And that is one thing. You always need to remember what your reputation is. And one of the lessons that I have gotten here is that you cannot actually change who you fundamentally are, even if you want your reputation to be something else. Somewhere down the line, it will go back to what it was originally. But that is something else. That is for some other podcast. Stay tuned. And other thing that I just saw in 48 Laws of Power, I was just skimming through the titles and the laws, just to see what all there is, because it's been a while. I love this book, but it's been a while. It's keep your hands clean. The goatest thing you will ever see. Keep your hands clean. I don't know. This is a Hindi dialogue from Mirzapur, the series. So, the mafia of Mirzapur, Akhandanand, has a fucked ass son called Munna. So, Akhandanand hires two people who beat Munna, thrashed him badly. And then Munna asked him after a few episodes, why did you employ these people? He said to them, now they work for you. They don't work against you, they cannot work against you. And then he says one thing. And he says, बेटा जब गद्दी पे बैठोगे तो ट्रिगर तुम नहीं दबाओगे, तब ट्रिगर दबाने के लिए तुम्हारे कोई चाहिए होगा. Goated line, keep your hands clean. So I don't know, I see, first of all, the net is really bad here, so the voice, Trambakesh's voice was a little bit hazy. But coming back to his professor example, if I was in his place, what I would have said is, I would have asked one of my friends to say, see, this guy is doing this. Should we keep our laptop here? Most of the times that the professor sees it and then, he does our thing. I'm not really sure exactly what the setting is, because obviously, fuck gas net. Keeping my hands clean. One of the best things that I have learned. Keep my hands clean. Let somebody else do it. Let somebody else pull the trigger. And I completely agree. The next point that I am going to make is, I completely agree with him. Never show all your cards. And, bro, okay. So, everything has a pro and a con. The pro to this is, nobody knows who you are. Nobody fucking knows who you are. People think who you are. They have assumptions. They are like, oh, you are this, you are that. I'm like, yeah, I am this. Oh no, I am not this. But they can't know, because you don't show 100% of yourself. You don't show all your cards. People are like, how do you know this? I was like, I just read it in a book. Maybe, maybe not. You will never know. But the con with this is, it comes with making meaningful connections, because some point in life you need a meaningful connection, for me, this guy, my best friend Devanshu, some of my other friends from my college are some of those meaningful connections that I have. This guy is one of the most meaningful connections that I have. Devanshu is one of the most emotionally meaningful connection that I have. But I made these connections when I was sometimes showing all my cards. So that is one of the drawback that I will say this thing has. But I'm back with a solution, because that's what this podcast is about, right? Finding problems, finding solutions of those problems. So one of the things that has really helped me in this college to make actually meaningful connections is waiting, patience, time. Such beautiful stuff, time. I hate it from the bottom of my heart, but I love it as well, because time brings out the truth better than anything else. You can use any Machiavellianism, anything, any dark psychology, any stuff you have. You may be the best, like you may be the best at psychology in the world, but you won't be able to know 100% of a person unless you give him time. So yeah, that is one of the things. I went a little bit on tangent from Machiavellianism. I am not able to speak the pronunciation correctly, I'm sorry. But yeah, fuck this shit. I'm gonna call it dark psychology, but this is the shit that I love the most. And my next point is superiority complex. Wait, the best thing you will ever get. The best thing you will ever get. Superiority complex is a self dark psychology as well. Sorry about that. As I have, probably explained in one of my podcasts before. Which was? The situational manipulation and thought manipulation podcast. Superiority complex gives you the confidence you need in any arena of life. But superiority complex, the vibe. So again, quoting one of the other books that I have read, Charisma Myth. The posture that you have, the kind of facial expression that you have, the kind of walk you have is greatly influenced by your thoughts, by the kind of an emotion that you are feeling. And what it does is, let's say you are emitting some emotion of superiority complex. The person in front of you recognizes this in less than 0.017 seconds. His subconscious mind recognizes, and I have shared this before as well. And superiority complex does two things. It makes people hate you, which is the most fundamental thing of dark psychology. People should hate you. If nobody hates you, you are not on the right track. I heard this somewhere, and it's completely true. If people hate you, you're doing something right in your life. There's something right in your life. You're doing something that they want to do, but they can't. That's why people hate you. And I hate certain people just because of this. I know. But just because I know some stuff, just because we know dark psychology doesn't mean it doesn't work on us.
Right.
So somebody is coming in front of you and they see a superiority complex, they're gonna feel a lot of insecurity, and that is true, and that is proven. Dark psychology. Insecurity and inferiority in lot of stuff brings underconfidence. And one of the best things that I do when I go to an exam is reach the latest, enter the room with a smile, and say to everyone, like the people I know, best of luck. Very, very confidently. It's dark psychology. When somebody does that to you, you realize how dark it is. Because you are already in a pressure of an exam, and there's somebody just breezing past you, like, oh, this is an exam, it's fine. They're taking it so light, and I take it light. It's not like I don't take it light, but I take it a lot lighter than what I actually take. And yeah, you just have to make people think, what the fuck is this guy doing? Who is this guy? Unless and until people question who is this guy, you are actually not using any kind of dark psychology. And yeah, I'll continue this rant, I think, after I get some opinions from Sambhakesh again, because I need to open my 48 laws of power. I forgot some shit. That's what I want you to think. So Tim, what do you think?
Awesome, bro. That's what you want them to think. Beautiful. That was a good one. Some great additions. Reputation. Really powerful, really powerful. Don't bet the empire on a pot of gold. But as you outline the story, you only build the reputation in order to extract it. Right? What's the use of a reputation if you never extracted it? Right? And Just like
I mean,
that emperor
reputation is...
Just like that emperor
Okay.
did. Like, he built that
Yeah.
reputation of being a great soldier, a great commander, a great warrior, just to extract it, right? He was able to extract it at the right moment. But yeah, please stay legal. Don't do illegal stuff using this stuff. But yeah.
And if you do, as this guy said, you did not hear this from us.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, you were saying something, Sarthak. Sarthak, you were saying
Why is
something?
there a silence over this stuff? I mean, yeah. I'm just, flicking through my 48 laws of power, and I'm just... Each line that I see, and it's like it brings up something in my mind.
Go ahead, bro.
But anyways...
I have a few things. I have just opened the 48 laws of power on my laptop.
Goated book. Goated book. You
100%.
cannot beat this book ever. Anyways...
Yeah.
So, one of the things that I am seeing is play the perfect courtier. Oh, fuck. So, what does playing the perfect courtier means in any situation or in any, setting? When you are with somebody who is slightly above you or greatly above you, pay them excessive respect. Play the perfect courtier. Give them excessive compliments. Make them feel like, they are the attention of your life. Because more than anything, what humans love is validation. And a lot of dark psychology is based upon the fact that humans love validation. And humans love validation so much that they will go to any extent. I am remembering one of the stories that is here, but I'm not able to recall it, and I wanna recall it so bad. Bruh, I should have revised this book. This book is like one of the course book in my life. Honestly, this book should be a course book of your life. If there's a subject called life, this is the book I'm gonna teach with.
Right.
Great ass book.
Actually, I have this one point on this validation thing.
Validation. I mean, the problem with validation is that you cannot get rid of it. And the more you get it, the more you want it.
And you know the best part?
And anybody in this world... What?
Yeah, go ahead. You complete first.
Yeah, I was saying anybody in this world can use it against you, or you can use it against anybody in this world, and neither can you do anything about it, and neither can he or she.
Right. I mean, there
It's
are caveats.
ingrained in us.
There are caveats to that, but yeah, as the principle makes sense. The validation, a good part about validation is if you want to keep them coming. This I learnt while learning how to flirt, is that you give them the validation, give them the praise, shower them with praise, and then extract it. Be rude, be cold, and that is really powerful. So yeah, tools.
Bro, we don't talk about that stuff here, okay? We don't talk about that stuff here. That is too much, okay? I know this stuff.
Yeah, तो काट देना इसको.
I know this stuff. We both have used it, okay? You know where we both have used it in the same setting.
Fuck, bhai. I don't remember. Honestly, I'm not able to.
But then we can... Socials! Fuck you, socials!
अच्छा हाँ. Extract कब किया उसमें?
I was using this the whole social. I mean, I was never going out for extraction, but I use validation a lot in socials.
Right. Extract नहीं किया ना, बस यही बात. But yeah, this is really powerful. Give them validation and then extract it.
भाई अगर extract किया होता ना, भाई अगर extract किया होता तो तू बैठा होता वहाँ पे क्या कहते हैं इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी के एक रूम में, मैं बैठा होता दूसरे रूम में. बात यही है.
जोक में से समझा नहीं मुझे.
And what he says, okay. What?
इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी वाला जोक.
से. तू समझा नहीं कि what?
अरे
लोग नहीं समझे.
हाँ, जोक नहीं. मतलब फिर भी हंस दिया. See guys, Machiavellianism. Validation.
Validation दे दिया भाई. Oh my god. But I mean, in an engineer science, Allahabad University is the worst place you can go to,
Right.
especially if you are from Allahabad.
Right.
Yeah, so that is what I'm talking about.
Cool.
Like you would do so bad in your studies that if you extract that validation, we know what happens next.
Fair. Keep them guessing.
We all do.
Keep them guessing.
Keep them guessing. Anyways, what he was talking about is use absence to increase respect and honor.
Right.
Law 16.
Right.
Amazing, I mean.
And this one.
And I have used this in my life.
Yeah, go ahead.
I won't tell you when, where, with whom, and why. Because obviously, why am I gonna tell you? Just keep guessing against whom I use this, but it works.
I think I might
Absence is one of them.
I might know, but
I used this on 30th March 2024
Bas, theek hai,
and
yaad hai
I
mujhe.
called you on 31st March and 2024. I remember that date.
Awesome.
I called this guy up and I was like, bro, this shit works a lot.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
it actually does.
Sarthak, complete karoge? I have a few points. Do you have
I
something?
think you should go about your points because I mean, there's no point going deep into it. We don't want them to know the full thing, do we?
Right. We want to demonstrate the principle. But yeah, the very fact that I'm telling you, I'm doing you guys a favor, okay? So I will extract that
Exactly.
someday, okay? Be aware of that. Okay.
He's gonna come to your home, do some stuff that we are not gonna talk about. But behold.
Yeah, I will extract that someday. Keep that in mind. That's what the Godfather used to say. And yeah, I started this whole thing, the podcast, with the Godfather theme. Only the OGs remember. The Godfather used to say that someday or the other, and that day might never come, I will need you. So yeah, that's what you think while making connections. And the reason I played the Godfather theme was that that man knew how to get shit done, by hook or by crook. He had those people pulling the triggers, as Sarthak said. But yeah, that man knew his shit. Highly recommend the Godfather book. Also, yeah, regarding this part, taking time, I've always observed personally that, and with other people also now I'm observing that people are very attached to the friends that they have. Okay, the friends that they have, and they want to just keep with them even though they're not the best. I disagree. All my life I've shared friends and I've gotten better friends. So I never chase friends. Sarthak and I have been friends since 4 years because we are growing continuously. And there are many people from that class in which we both were who are not growing continuously, and I'm not friends with them. Like I know them, but we are not close friends like Sarthak is mine. We're both growing continuously, both providing value to each other, and that's why we're still friends. So that's why I have no guilt or shame in just shedding friends all of my life. Never chase friends also, like become so good that they come to you. And that's what happened when I met Sarthak also. I was pretty good at what I was doing. And yeah, always say less than necessary, really powerful. I started doing that after reading Laws 48 Laws of Power in my college, and it has helped a lot. It has saved me so much time. It has saved me from getting distracted. So much time it has saved. Like people are having a conversation, I want to join them, but I don't because I'm doing something else and I don't want to waste that time, and so I don't. So I said, okay, yeah, let them talk. That's how you decrease the competition. Let them talk. Very good, bro. Keep talking. And yes, that's that. And yeah, as I said, law number, I don't know, but he said it was there. Stay away from losers. So that's what you want to do. Keep going for the winners. And people might call you selfish. People might call you narcissistic. People might say that, yeah, this is bad, that whoever you have something to gain from, you go with them. And I say yes. And people have called me all of those things. This is the exact phrase of a friend who told me this, right, a few days ago. I have no problem, honestly, in doing that. As long as you're improving me, I'm improving you. We have a good trade. Who is this guy? This part, Sarthak, man, you nailed it. Who is this guy who, like, if people are not asking who is this guy, then you're not doing the dark psychology stuff correctly. So, yeah, extracting validation, that is a good one. Like, this is so powerful. Just push and pull, ice cold, playing with emotions. Really helpful in flirting. But yeah, that's all. That's all from my side, unless Sarthak has anything else to say.
I mean, not particularly. I was just looking at every law. And the point with this book, on a very honest note, I should not say this, but if you want to go ahead in life in any moment of time, this is the book you should read first. If you want to go ahead. If you don't, then you don't need to read this.
At least you would
And
get aware of how people are
every law-
using it against you, right? Sorry, go ahead, Sarthak.
Yeah, and people are using it against you. One of the things that I have noticed, and it's an observation more than any Machiavellism thing. The older you get, or the better you get in life, the more transactional your friendship also becomes, and that is a little bit of dark psychology as well. Because the people who are above you are looking for people who are above them in some area of life, and they want to become better at that area of life. And okay, this is really twisty and turny. Dark psychology, unless and until you know it very deeply, you think, oh, it's really easy, but it's twisty. Those people will talk to you. Why? Because they want to go better in some area of life. And why would that be better for you? Because there is another rule here, and I'm not going to quote it exactly, but do not beg for mercy or request, or do not request someone. Play with their self-interest, and they're going to do that. The better you become in life, the more successful you become. Your friendships, your communication, your acquaintances become more about your self-interest and their self-interest and rising together, as he said, than just sitting on a tea stall just wasting time. That is a different part of life, that has different importance in life. I'm not saying that is not important or that has no meaning in life, but the more successful you become, the more friends you have are of this sort, and that is how it should be. And that is why 20% of the people, the 80-20 rule, as he says, 20% of the people do 80% of the work and earn 80% of the money, because they know this shit. They are not driven by emotions, they are not driven by ethics, they are not driven by anything except their own drive for success. That is what it is. Dark psychology, for me, in one line, is not anything. It's just using any means or anything or anyone or any situation to get to the goal that you want in your life. And if you actually delve deep into my thought manipulation, my situational manipulation podcasts, it is a part of dark psychology only. That is what it is. So with this, I also rest my case. And just now, that is I want you to think.
I had one more thing to add, but you've been so eloquent with this that I don't want to change it. Beautiful.
No, you add your thing.
It's just that people say that it's bad to have transactional relationships, and
it's not.
Yeah, why is it bad? That's what the question is. Like, what's the problem with having a transactional relationship? If I ask this to them, they'll be like, oh yeah, see, like they will give a wishy-washy answer.
I've thought
Stupidity.
about this. I have a really, really good answer for this. That is really not good for anybody who is here listening to this podcast. So a lot of people who say transactional relationships are not good are the people who do not have connections with good people, or people who are doing something in their life. So if you if you look into your friend circle, do this exercise, look into your friend circle, how many of them are actually doing something concrete in life? Even I don't think I'm doing concrete enough stuff in my life, but yeah, I'm doing something. How many of them are actually doing something concrete in their life? I don't think there will be any. Very less people do this, okay? That's why I said 20% of the people. Out of 100 people you meet, there are only going to be 20 people who are actually doing something. What are the chances they are your friends? And the other thing is, why they say this is bad is because they themselves don't have any transactional relationship. And it's very similar to saying that if somebody who doesn't have money saying, oh, have you ever seen somebody with money being happy, or emotionally happy, I am emotionally content and stuff. That has their own meaning in the life that I'm not saying offending, I hope. And even if I'm
Fuck
offending
them.
anyone, fuck you. I'm not saying fuck them, exactly, fuck you. But like that has their own time, that's own part in life. But the major part of this success has nothing to do with it. This is that the analogy that I'm making is the people with no money who say that you cannot be happy with money are the same people who say that, oh, I do not have any transactional friendship, that is why transactional friendships are not good. And that is the reality of this life. If I don't have something and somebody else has something and I feel that is better, I'm gonna say that is not better, because I cannot prove that I am worse than someone. How can I say that, and how can I accept that I am worse than someone? That is how this works. That is how this whole psychological stuff works.
Beautiful.
But yeah, that is the reason people say transactional friendships are actually bad. They are not. That is how you grow in life. Fuck it. How else are you gonna grow in life?
Sarthak be dropping bombs after bombs. Fuck yeah, my guy. Fuck yeah. That was so cool.
This is my topic. This is my topic, and you know it as well.
Beautiful, my guy.
This is so me. This is so me.
You got the answer. What's wrong with transactional relationships? It's that old angur khatte hain thing. Beautiful, bro. Beautiful. I think we should end it here. Awesome. Loved it.
Yeah, we should end it here.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This was Tim Divedi.
So, guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's your outro. I was like,
Okay.
this podcast is one of the most powerful podcasts we will ever make.
Yes.
And you know this as well.
Right.
Whether you accept it or not, it's your problem. And it's your scale issue. Thank you.
That was the Machiavellianistic way to do that. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending this podcast. And yes, please apply these principles usefully. And I would leave you with one last thought.
Or not. Please don't.
Yeah, please don't.
Please don't.
Don't use these
Please don't
principles.
apply this.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please. Why would you do that? Live your happy life and let us live our happy life.
That is so unethical, bro. You should never apply these principles. Okay.
Yeah, that is really unethical. I mean, who the fuck does that? That is really bad. Nobody does that.
Right. Yeah. So regarding the 48 laws of power, Machiavelli.
A book you should never read.
Yes, a book you should not read, because the 25th anniversary edition of that book had a beautiful cover, and if you open that from one side, you would see Robert Greene's face, and now if you open it from the other side, you would see Machiavelli's face. Okay? So don't ever have such a book in your hand.
Where is that book?
Sorry?
Just asking for a friend of mine. Where is that book? I want to get it. I'm actually getting it for a friend for his birthday. Not for me, obviously.
Okay, I guess you'll never know. Thank you. Bye. This is Tim Divedi signing off.
Thank you. This is Sarthak Singh signing off. Or maybe not.
Who knows? You'll never know. Bye. Stop recording.